bride and groom down the aisle today. We are gathered here today. Oops, kind of had something about the sunshine here. Sorry, there's some scribbles I had about the rain. But you know what? Look at it, guys.
I know.
It's so beautiful. Like, we're here in the Rocky Mountains, the sights and sounds, trees. It's just perfect. What a crazy past few months our world has experienced. Yet, despite all the chaos and uncertainty we are facing in our lives, we are still so fortunate to be able to come together to celebrate the wedding of Chad and Jess. But first, in remembrance of those who cannot share in this joy of being with us here today, I ask you to join me in a brief moment of silence. When you truly think about it, we are able to experience this beautiful moment in Chad and Jess's life because of something we all share, and that is love. Schools are shut down. Sports are non-existent. Even the Las Vegas Strip has come to a screeching halt. But this wedding, not even close. Your love is too strong. See, love is a great unifier, our one universal truth, that no matter who we are, where we come from, what we believe, we know this one thing: love is what we are doing right. And that is why you both are standing here. Chad and Jess, your story began 6 years ago, not far from here, at a magical place called Red Rocks Amphitheater. I'm not entirely sure what either of you expected the results from that night to be, aside from enjoying some country music, followed by a potential hangover the next morning. What I'm willing to guess is that in a sold-out crowd of over 10,000 people, one little word changed both of your lives forever. When Jess walked up to Chad and said, "Single?" It was a few weeks later when Jess asked me to meet Chad for the first time. Now please note, Jess is my little sister. Although we constantly joke and laugh, when it comes to guys in our life, I am not so carefree. That's why I chose to bring Chad to my home turf, the Coors Brewery, where I knew I could establish my dominance as the big brother. It makes me laugh to think of Jess before this interaction. We all know Jess for her undeniable, hard-working, and selfless take on life. She would drop anything in her life to lend a helping hand, and has for me too many times to count. But understanding that she tends to want to be in control of any given situation. I can hear her now. Chad, don't talk about politics. Talk about hunting and fishing. And whatever you do, don't say Bud Light.
Oh, God, those are your words.
Well, Chad passed all the tests with flying colors, firm handshake with rough, callous hands. He's a good, hard-working man, the absolute best father to his little girl. And most important to me and my family, he made my sister happy. As time passed, the relationship would be met with its biggest and most important milestone. Nobody knew at this time, but on Saturday, June 14, 2014, a lasting family bond was created. Here is where Jess met Mackenzie at a local fair in Fort Collins. Ken's got her face painted with Hello Kitty. They rode go-karts. They had a great time. In classic Ken's fashion, there was no shying away from the moment, as she went on to say, Jess, do you have a boyfriend? Dad, do you have a girlfriend? You text him a lot. Well, I don't have a stepmom. I have to believe that Ken saw something in her dad that we all know to be true here today, and that is an ever-growing love for my little sister. A few awesome years of dating and engagement, full of concerts, good times with friends, trips to Washington and Costa Rica, and many cheer competitions later, and that brings us here. A time to pause, look back, and smile at all the moments that brought them here, and a time to look ahead at all the moments that are still to come. Understand, I'm here, we're all here, because we want those moments for you. We are here to hope with you, to support you, to be proud of you, and to remind you that love isn't happily ever after. Love is the experience of writing your story. It's not one moment, not even this moment. It's every moment. Big ones like saying I love you, moving in together, getting engaged, but mostly a million little ones that come in between those big moments. Falling asleep next to each other, spending holidays with your families, getting a big hug after a long day at work. These everyday moments fuse together into one big experience. And even though this experience is so incredible, words fail us when we try to explain it. That's just the way it is with love. It's meant to be felt, not described. But trying to describe it is one of our favorite pastimes. We use the words we have to write stories and poems and songs about love. And even though love can look different from one person to the next, we all know it and we see it, and we see it here. As we all know, you fell in love by chance, but you're here today because you're making a choice. You both are choosing each other. You've chosen to be with someone who enhances you, who makes you think, makes you smile, and makes every day brighter. You're about to make promises to keep each other, promises to each other that you intend to keep. You're going to vow to take care of each other, to stand up for one another, and find happiness in one another. There's a simple premise to each of these promises. You're vowing to be there. You're teaming up and saying to each other, every experience I'm going to have, I want you to be a part of. Chad, do you, Chad, vow to be Jess's greatest supporter, to laugh with her, be proud of her, grow old with her, and find new reasons to love her every day?
I do.
Do you, Jess, vow to be Chad's greatest supporter, to laugh with him, be proud of him, grow old with him, and find new reasons to love him every day?
I do.
Will you, Chad and Jess, be each other's partners from this day forward? Will you bring out the best in one another, share your happiest moments together, and love each other absolutely for the rest of this lifetime and for whatever may come next?
We will.
We will.
May we now have the rings?
The box.
There you go. Chad, you want to take her ring? Do you hold it? Oh, just a second. You can get it. Okay. Got a long string here. Chad and Jess will now engage. No, Chad and Jess will now exchange rings as a symbol of love and commitment to each other. Rings are, of course, hold on, Rings are, of course, a precious metal. They are also made precious by you wearing them. Your wedding rings are special. They enhance who you are. They mark the beginning of your long journey together. Your wedding ring is a circle, a symbol of love never ending. It is a seal of the vows you have just taken to love each other without end. Chad, place the ring on Jess's left hand and repeat after me. As a sign of my love,
As a sign of my love,
that I have chosen you
I have chosen you
above all else,
above all else.
with this ring
With
I
this
thee
ring
wed.
I thee wed.
Jess, place the ring on Chad's left hand and repeat after me. As a sign of my love,
As a sign of my love,
that I have chosen you
that I have chosen you
above all else,
above all else.
with this ring I thee wed.
With this ring, I do it.
Now understand, to make your relationship work will take love. Take time to show each other that your love and marriage grows stronger with time. It will take dedication to stay open to one another and to learn and grow together. It will take loyalty to go forward together without knowing exactly what the future brings. And it will take commitment to hold true to the journey you have both pledged today. You guys have love. And now, by the powers vested in me, it is my honor and delight to declare you married. Go, live each day to the fullest, and continue to write so many great chapters together. Make this the greatest love story. Chad, you may now kiss your bride. Folks, without further ado, I am formally introducing Mr. and Mrs. Cook.